strong.
Noah, I'll be with you. You're not alone. You're not alone on this.
I'm scared too.
Scared was not a feeling I'd expect to have on my family vacation. This is what happened in a time span of about 48 hours.
Where are we?
We're in Maui.
Where's Maui and
It's been over 23 years since I last set foot on Maui. I have so many memories on this island. From my tweens to my teen years, I spent summers here with my family. This was my chance to revisit some of my favorite places and make new memories with my own kids this time. In this video, I wanted to share with you all where to eat and where to hang out in the town of Lahaina.
Welcome to Maui. So glad we're all here enjoying.
We enjoyed some fresh mahi-mahi, ahi, and opakapaka for our first meal here at Paia Fish House on Front Street. And I'm not sure if it was just because we were starving, but man, it was delicious. We walked off our meal down historic Front Street and took in all of the sights in this glorious tropical heat. The best place to grab shade in Lahaina is, of course, under the huge canopy of the landmark banyan tree. It's an interwoven maze of branches and tree trunks that all stem from a single sapling brought from India in 1873. No walk around Lahaina would be complete without visiting an ABC store and enjoying some cold, icy treats. So that's exactly what we did. I've been calling it shaved ice this whole time, but it's actually shave, not shaved. Good to know if you want to pass for a local bra. We had another hour before we could check into our condo at the Aina Nalu, so we chatted with the friendly staff and took a dip in the community pool. This condo was a dream. A safe haven where we could rest and enjoy some downtime with our little ohana, a place where we could take shelter from the unusually strong winds. More on that later. Later in the evening, I took the ohana back towards Kahului to another place near and dear to my heart, Costco. We always used to come here when we started our trips to stock up on all the delicious Hawaiian snacks. Plus, I wanted to see what was different from what I could get back in California. 2 words: guava cheesecake. After Costco, we were starving, so we headed across the street to a parking lot full of food trucks. And what better meal to have for the first night on Maui than a couple of plates from the Maui shrimp truck? Remember those high winds I was talking about? Check out this cluster of chickens huddled together on a wire, trying not to be blown away. I thought it was a little odd and funny, but I realized they were hanging on for dear life. Power went out last night, huge windstorm. Almost everything is closed in Lahaina, except for this deli, Okozuya Deli. Everybody's coming here. The Nagasako family has been running this business for generations. This deli opened in 1952. So I was eager to have an authentic down-home plate lunch and bring it back to the kids at the condo. Oh God, no one's gonna have aircon today. Yep, I wasn't worried yet. I was just more concerned about aircon at that point. On our walk home, we were shocked by all the trees that were knocked down from the windstorm. That's the historic Maria Lanakila Catholic Church where I used to attend services. My mom was looking for it the day before, and it turns out it was right next door to us. That wind, though. Look at it. Without any power in our unit or in the entire neighborhood, we decided to get on our swim gear and we opted to find a beach. The kids wanted to see animals. Maybe butterflies at the Maui Butterfly Farm? Nope, too windy. Or maybe a sea turtle. My mom wanted to shelter from the wind back at the condo, but I was adamant about going to my favorite beach in West Maui. This is Napili Bay. My dad used to take me here as a kid, and I enjoyed snorkeling and body surfing in the waves. The last time I came here, I was 18, and he was still with us. But I made new memories that I'll never forget. On our way back to Lahaina, we detoured to the only grocery store still operating among the power outages, and that was Safeway. Everybody is buying emergency supplies. Okay, I shouldn't say everybody, but some people were stocking up on White Claw and beer. Mindset still stuck on vacation mode. This was the slowest line ever. People at the self-checkout waited to scan their items at a snail's pace. They just needed food. There weren't any other options in town. We heard a couple cell phone alerts for high wind warnings, and when I walked out to see what was going on outside, it was apparent that things had taken a drastic change. It was go time. Trees fell down in the parking lot close to our car where the kids and my mom were waiting. At this point, we had a decision to make. Should we try to seek shelter at the condo? We could stay there safely until the fire was contained. We turned left on Front Street toward the condo, but the cloud of smoke was big, black, and ominous. We looked at each other and decided to drive in the other direction. This was really happening. Lahaina was burning. People were fleeing for their lives. The traffic to get out of Lahaina was slow, bumper to bumper at times. There was an open parking lot at the post office. It looked safe and far enough away from the fire. We had no place to go, but we had this car, a little bit of food, and most importantly, we had each other. An emergency personnel officer told Raj that just up the hill past the police station was the Lahaina Civic Center, where the Red Cross was setting up. Relief is what we felt. At least we'd have a roof over our head for the night, facilities, water, food. People started to stream into the evacuation center, many with their pets and family in tow. I spoke with an older gentleman who just lost his house, and when I tried to tell him that I was sorry for his loss, he said, "That's okay. I still have my family." And I watched him pull out chairs and cots to provide comfort for people coming in. The situation was starting to look more grim. Supplies had run out, and the last bottle of water was given away. People were shouting out names in hopes of finding their family members there in that dark room. We heard more news about families losing everything, lives being lost. It was confirmed that the neighborhood behind Front Street was on fire. I was in disbelief, so I walked outside to look for myself. It wasn't just smoke anymore. There was an orange glow over the whole city, and I could see flames only a couple 100 feet away. We had to go. It just wasn't safe in that evacuation center anymore. The only way out was to drive north and hope that the road was clear. At this point, the winds were gusting over 60 miles an hour. More traffic jams. But people were working with us to help us try and clear the road or navigate around this power line. I've never seen a fire of this magnitude before. Not this close. When you're in survival mode, it's hard not to think about all of the death and destruction happening in real time. Here's what happened through the night. With just over half of a tank of gas, we drove away from the immediate threat of fire, at least 10 miles north. The only way off the island is to drive around the northernmost tip of Maui on Highway 340, also known as the Death Highway, for reasons you could probably guess. The entrance was blocked. A road worker told us that if we proceeded to go around the barricade, he wasn't going to stop us. But if you choose to do that, you're on your own, he said. So we chose to wait it out until daybreak and turned the car around to go back to Kapalua. I guess the boys finally got to see butterflies after all. We tried to find vacancies at 2 different hotels. They were either booked out by guests or they saved rooms for their employees displaced by the fire. Around midnight, we found a vacant parking lot at the Honolulu store and tried to rest until the morning. Around 4:30 a.m., the sound of roosters jolted us awake as if they were urging us to start moving. The lot was now filled with parked cars. There was a caravan of them going along the highway with the same intention of making a move at first daylight. Luckily, there was no more barricade at Highway 340, and we proceeded with caution. The Kahekili Highway is a narrow, 1-lane, 21-mile stretch of road with blind hairpin turns along steep cliffs and falling rocks. But if you can get over that part, you just might enjoy the view of the rugged Maui coastline.
One of the most beautiful sunsets I've ever seen.
Sunrises.
One of the most beautiful sunrises I've ever seen. Right
You're
there.
so tired.
I'm tired.
The sun will come out tomorrow. We made it to the gas station. behind the Aloha Island Mart. Oh, we got some supplies, more water. Now we're gonna try to make it off this island. We're just trying to get off the island somehow. At the airport, just trying to find a direct flight anywhere right now. Did you get any sleep? A little bit, because you slept on me. But did Mom get sleep? Rushing. Let's make it onto a flight. We sped through that terminal in flip-flops and beachwear, sand still sticking to our skin. No luggage, just us. The kind staff at Southwest heard our story and got all of us booked on the next flight to San Jose. They asked how we even made it to the airport because Highway 340 closed early in the morning, right after we got through. To say that we were lucky is a huge understatement. We know that the odds were stacked against us.
Oh, I said, where were you guys at last night? We were in Lahaina.
I've never felt such relief after our family stepped onto that plane. We occupied the last 5 seats. Maui is forever changed, and I don't know the next time we'll be back, but we left a part of ourselves there. That was the most intense, gut-wrenching 48 hours of my life.
Airplane is safe. Airplane is safe. We're gonna land. Oh, look, look.
Made it. Yeah. Over a month passed since the fires, and I've recounted our story to close friends and family. It's been difficult to watch my own footage of how we survived, but it's been extremely painful to watch the news and hear the stories of how that day unraveled. To see the full aftermath of what's happened is heartbreaking. Mentally, I was grappling with survivor's guilt, a response to a traumatic event where other people have experienced loss, but I did not. But I'm tired of feeling helpless, and we want to do our part in helping rebuild Lahaina. So, mahalo for watching this video. Please consider supporting local Lahaina businesses or donating to the People's Fund of Maui. They give direct financial assistance to locals impacted by the fire, and a little goes a long way.